Yet they're sitting there, staring back at us. A. Imagine the scientists in control rooms around the world doing a double take. A. For decades, every textbook insisted that after the Big Bang, the cosmos went through a long dark age. A silent stretch when no stars burned and no galaxies had taken shape. According to that timeline, matter needed hundreds of millions of years to cool, clump, and finally ignite. But Webb's powerful infrared eyes have cut through that ancient fog and revealed enormous, fully formed galaxies where only scattered gas clouds were supposed to be. It's like opening a history book and finding skyscrapers sketched in the chapter on cavemen. You can almost feel the collective head-scratching in observatories from Hawaii to Chile. Some researchers are calling it the impossible galaxy problem. Others, a cosmic surprise. Either way, it's a direct challenge to the neat origin story we thought we understood. And here's the kicker. Webb isn't showing just one lucky outlier. It keeps spotting clusters of these ultra-old galaxies, each packed with stars and heavy elements that should have taken far longer to forge. Think about those stars fusing hydrogen into helium, forging carbon and oxygen, the same building blocks that make up your own body, while the universe was barely out of its cosmic cradle. The data hints at furious star formation rates, almost as if the early universe was sprinting instead of strolling. If that's true, the Big Bang timeline may need a serious tune-up, maybe even a rewrite of how gravity and dark matter behaved in those first moments. Picture the telescope itself, parked nearly 1 million miles from Earth at a quiet gravitational sweet spot. Its gold-plated mirrors unfolded like a giant cosmic flower, waiting patiently to catch photons that have been traveling since before Earth was even a dream. Every speck of light it gathers is a message from the dawn of time. And those messages don't line up with the story we thought we knew. As you scroll through the latest findings, the questions crowd in. Did we underestimate how fast the first stars could form? Is dark matter denser or clumpier than our models predict? Could there be an unknown kind of physics that turbocharged the birth of galaxies? Each possibility sounds wilder than the last, yet none can be ruled out. Even if the Big Bang itself remains intact, you can feel a shift in the air. The tidy narrative of a slow, predictable cosmic childhood is cracking. The universe is telling us it's more inventive and more restless than we imagined. It's as if it's winking across the eons, saying, "Nice theory you had there. Want to try again?" Scientists are now racing to keep up, running new simulations, testing different forms of dark matter, even rethinking how black holes might have jump-started early star formation. Some wonder if the first generation of stars, the so-called population 3 stars, were far bigger and hotter than we thought, burning through their fuel in a flash and seeding the next wave of galaxies almost overnight. Others are exploring whether gravity itself behaved differently when the universe was just a few 100 million years old. Each fresh idea brings excitement, but also the sobering realization that our best models might only be sketches compared to the real story. And that's the thrill. For all our telescopes and equations, the universe still refuses to be neatly boxed in. Webb has only begun its mission, and every new image feels like an invitation to rewrite our cosmic history. Maybe we'll confirm that galaxies formed far faster than we dreamed. Maybe we'll uncover a brand new ingredient of physics hiding in plain sight. Either way, it's a reminder that discovery isn't about protecting old ideas. It's about being ready to be surprised, again and again, by a universe that's infinitely more creative than we are. So as those golden mirrors keep drinking in ancient light, you can almost hear the cosmos laughing softly, daring us to keep chasing answers. Every photon carries a whisper from the beginning, and every whisper says the same thing. The story isn't finished. You stay locked on the screen, the glow from those ancient galaxies almost daring you to guess what existed before everything you've ever known. Hey, if the Big Bang was supposed to be the grand opening of the universe, what do you call something that looks older than the universe itself? Hey, astronomers aren't announcing the death of the Big Bang. Not yet, but they're starting to sketch out ideas that would have sounded like pure science fiction a decade ago. Hey, some whisper about a cosmic bounce, where a previous universe collapsed and rebounded, like a heartbeat echoing across infinite time. Hey, others picture a multiverse, endless bubbles of space and time, where our own Big Bang was just one spark among countless others, flickering in an eternal sea. Hey, imagine the scene in research labs and observatories around the world. Scientists at whiteboards long after midnight. Hey, equations curling across the surface like galaxies themselves. Maybe the rate of expansion wasn't constant after all. Hey, maybe dark matter, that invisible glue holding galaxies together, behaved differently when everything was hotter and denser. Hey, perhaps dark energy, the mysterious force pushing space apart, shifted its strength in those first few 100 million years. Hey, letting matter clump together faster than anyone ever dreamed. Each theory bends your mind a little further, but that's the thrill of real science. Hey, these ideas stretch the very meaning of beginning, forcing us to rethink what creation really means. Hey. Meanwhile, the James Webb Space Telescope keeps pouring fuel on the fire. Hey. Its instruments are picking up heavy elements, oxygen, carbon, even traces of iron, far earlier than standard models predicted. Hey. That means multiple generations of stars must have formed, lived, and exploded in record time. Hey. Scattering those metals across space long before the atoms in our own bodies were even forged. Hey. Picture those first supernovae detonating like cosmic fireworks, their shockwaves racing outward while the universe was still in its infancy. Hey. Their light finally reaching Webb's golden mirrors after traveling for billions of years. Hey. Step outside and look up at the night sky. Every pinpoint of starlight you see is ancient, but Webb is revealing light that is truly primordial, carrying the fingerprint of a universe rushing toward complexity faster than we ever imagined. It's humbling. For decades, we thought we were closing in on a final, elegant theory of everything. Instead, the cosmos has handed us a puzzle that's bigger and stranger than we dared to guess. And maybe that's the point. Science isn't a finished monument. It's a living conversation with the unknown, and the universe is talking back in ways we never expected. The American teams leading many of these projects remained cautious, reminding everyone that careful calibrations and slow, painstaking analysis still matter. Extraordinary claims demand extraordinary proof, but you can feel their excitement ripple through every interview, every late-night press briefing. This is why people devote entire careers to staring at faint smudges of light, because every so often, the universe answers with something completely unexpected and utterly beautiful. And the questions keep multiplying. Could dark matter have clumped more tightly in those first moments, giving gravity the extra pull needed to create galaxies almost overnight? Could massive black holes have formed almost instantly, acting as cosmic engines that lit the first stars in record time? What if time itself isn't as linear as we believe? Could our measurements be brushing against some deeper layer of reality we haven't yet named? Each possibility sounds outrageous until you remember how many times the universe has already outsmarted us. You can almost hear the quiet buzz in observatories around the globe as new data pours in. Every fresh image is a message from a past we barely understand. And with each discovery, the boundary between what we know and what we guess shifts a little further away. Maybe the origin story of everything is wilder, richer, more infinite than any textbook dared to suggest. Perhaps our own Big Bang was just one chapter in a cycle of endless beginnings, a single verse in a song that never truly ends. And as Webb keeps its silent watch a million miles from Earth, night after night, you can't help but wonder if the greatest revelation isn't about pinning down a single moment of creation, but realizing that creation itself might be a continuous act. The universe doesn't hand out final answers. It invites us to keep asking, to stay curious, to lean closer to that glowing screen and listen for the next whisper from the edge of time. A whisper that says the story of existence is far from finished,